When I was 13 years old, my dad and I we started going to the movies on a regular basis. Every Saturday, we would always go to the movies, and I remember we used to see all the newest movies like The Dark Knight and Inception. I thought it was a blast, and I loved everything about it. I guess you can say that's when my interest in film really started. Summer going into 8th grade, I remember I would always come home from school and always want to go and watch one of my movies, but I'd always have chores to do, like I'd always have to wash the dishes or something. But whenever I got that done, I'd always just sit down and watch something like WALL-E all the time, because to me, WALL-E was an amazing animated movie and the best I've ever seen by far at the time. I remember WALL-E used to give me a lot of ideas for films, and I would always write them down in my notebook, always hoping that I can make them maybe one day into an animated movie or maybe in live action movie. When I turned about 14 years old, I was in an impasse in my life. I didn't really know what to do with it, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, and it distressed me a lot, and I didn't really know how to handle it, and I gave it a lot of thought. And then one day I kind of thought, you know what, I think I kind of want to do film for a career, and ever since then I thought that was a good idea. I remember it was just like a regular day of school almost. It was a cloudy, cold day, and I remember I came home from school and it felt like a normal day, and as soon as I walked in the door into my kitchen, my mom, she was waiting for me. She turned around and she looked at me and she said, Nick, Dad's gone. And I'm like, Mom, what do you mean? She said, he's gone. He passed away today. That was by far the hardest thing I've ever had to go through in my life. I remember it completely changed the way I viewed life, and it completely just made me just depressed, and I just couldn't handle it, and I didn't know really how to cope with it. And I really found a good coping method through film, and I remember watching movies all the time just made me feel complete again, and watching really emotional scenes really got to me a lot more. Months after my father passed, I learned that film was my true calling. It was really the only thing that made me feel complete again, and ever since that, I just view life completely different, and I'm grateful for many different things, and I admire many different things now. The one thing that helped me cope with the loss of my father more than film was my best friend Dorian, who has been with me since the very beginning, and he has been the bestest friend I could ever ask for. He's a music producer, and him and I like to work on music from time to time, and I always give him suggestions for songs, and I would give him my opinion, and we always joke around and have a good time about it, and it has to be probably the most fun I have all week every time we hang out like this. Although my father left me at such an abrupt time when I was really young, what really helps me get through the day is just knowing I'm going to school to do what I love with my best friend in the world, and that is something worthwhile to me. And I know if my dad was here now, he'd be extremely proud of me, and that's what matters most to me.